Good day everyone, this is Jera, and for this video, I will be discussing Jean Piaget's cognitive development, and later on, Jan-Rick will be explaining Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. So without any further ado, let's start. So we have here cognitive development. So based on your knowledge, what is cognitive development? Can you try to guess what it is? Okay, so cognitive development refers to the changes in mental processes that occur throughout a person's lifespan. These theories provide frameworks for understanding how children learn and think. So Piaget proposed 4 stages of cognitive development: the sensory motor, the pre-operational, concrete operational, and lastly the formal operational stage. So we have here the sensory motor stage. According to Piaget, at the start of the sensory motor stage, birth to 2 years old, infants are only aware of what is right in front of them. They learn with their senses and motor skills, focusing on what they see and do within their immediate environment. They're constantly experimenting because they don't know yet how things react. They shake or throw things, put things in their mouth, and learn about the world through trial and error. The later substages include goal-oriented behavior that leads to a desired result. For instance, they may cry to see if you'll attend to them. And now let's move on to the second stage, which is the pre-operational stage. So during this stage, children can think about things symbolically, like using symbols to represent words, things, pictures, people, and ideas. As a result of being able to think symbolically, they can also mimic behavior or nasilai imitate. They can play pretend, like for example, a stuffed animal, ilang i-pretend na it is a baby, and they may act as the parent. And they can draw, they can develop mental imagery, and also they describe events verbally. The third stage is the concrete operational stage. At this time, elementary age and pre-adolescent children aged 7 to 11 years old show logical, concrete reasoning. Key advancements include decentering, also known as the theory of mind. It is the ability to understand perspectives different from their own and develop empathy. Next, we have conservation, which means recognizing that quantity remains constant despite changes in appearance. And we also have reversibility, which the child learns that things can return to their original state and change. For example, they learn that the juice poured into the glass cup can return to the bottle and change. And next, we have the class inclusion, the capacity to categorize objects and the ability to perceive and organize relationships between objects, such as arranging them by size. And the last stage is the formal operational stage. Adolescents who reach this 4th stage of intellectual development, usually around age 11 or older, they can now use symbols related to abstract concepts such as algebra and science. Children in this stage may become even more self-conscious and magnify their experiences or circumstances over how others might. For example, a child with a pimple might believe it is bigger than what it is and what others see it the way they do. Along with the stages of development, Piaget's theory has several other key concepts. The first one is the schema. Schemas are thought processes that are building blocks of knowledge. A baby, for example, knows that it must make a sucking motion to eat, and that's schema. Now, assimilation is how you use your existing schemas to interpret a new situation or object. For example, a child seeing a sheep for the first time, they might call it a goat, or a baby may put everything they see in their mouth. Next is accommodation. Accommodation happens when you change a schema or create a new one to fit new information to learn. The child accommodates when they understand that not all four-legged creatures are goat. And that concludes my discussion about Jean Piaget's stages of development. And now let's move on to Vygotsky's theory, which will be discussed by Jenrik.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jenrik Arcorayag, and in this segment, we'll explore Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory along with its key concepts and factors affecting cognitive development. So, Lev Vygotsky is a Russian psychologist who introduced a theory that revolutionized our understanding of cognitive development. Unlike other theorists who emphasize individual learning, Vygotsky argued that social interaction, language, and culture are central to how children develop cognitive abilities. So, let's break down the key concepts that make up Vygotsky's sociocultural theory, beginning with the concept of social interaction. So, according to Vygotsky, social interaction is the primary driver of cognitive development. He believed that knowledge is constructed through social exchanges, whether between a child or an adult or even among peers. These interactions allow the child to learn and internalize how information, helping them advance in their cognitive abilities. As a children engage with more knowledgeable individuals, such as teachers, their parents, or even their peers, they acquire new skills and strategies that they can later apply independently. Vygotsky's theory highlights the importance of guided learning and collaborative solving, problem solving in a social context. That is social interaction, the first key concept. The second one is the zone of proximal development, or the ZPD. So, in the zone of proximal development, or ZPD, this refers to the range of tasks that a child cannot perform alone but can complete with assistance. The ZPD represents the area where optimal learning occurs when tasks are within this zone. Children are able to learn new concepts with the help of a teacher or a peer, progressing toward greater independence. Also, the role of the adult or peer is to provide support, known as scaffolding, that helps the child to complete the task. As the child becomes more competent, the support is gradually removed, enabling the child to accomplish the task independently. The next one, or uh, the thing that I've said earlier, known as scaffolding, is the next key concept of Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. And the last one. So, scaffolding is the process by which a more knowledgeable person provides temporary support to help a child perform tasks within their ZPD. Over time, as the child's skills develop, the support is reduced, allowing the child to take on more responsibility for their learning. Through this process called scaffolding, it not only helps children solve immediate problems, but also fosters independent learning in the long term. And now, since those are the key concepts, which are the social interaction or engaging with the other people, the next one is the ZPD, or zone of proximal development. It is where the range of the task that a child cannot perform alone but can complete with assistance. And then the scaffolding is the assistance itself, or the support of a parent or an elder person. So let's proceed to the what you call that, the factors affecting the cognitive development of a child. So the first one is the biological factors. So biological factors including genetics, pre-development, and overall health lay the foundation for cognitive abilities. Vygotsky's recognized that while social interaction is critical, a child's biological readiness to engage in learning also plays a key role in shaping how they absorb and process information. A child's ability to engage in learning depends on the maturation of their brain and certain biological aspects, like attention span and memory capacity, can enhance or limit their cognitive development. The second one is the environmental factors. So, environmental factors such as the home, the school, and the community greatly impacts cognitive and development. Children who grow up in enriched environments with access to diverse educational experiences tend to develop more advanced cognitive skills. So, by Gotskis emphasized that the child's environment, both physical and social, must support their developmental needs, providing stimulating opportunities for learning. The third one is the experiences. So, experiences such as exposure to different activities, people, and challenges directly shape the cognitive development. Children who are actively engaged in a variety of experience tend to have more opportunities for cognitive growth. Vygotsky's theory suggests that rich, varied experiences allow children to interact with their environment. Also, it solves problems and refine their cognitive skills. The fourth one is the nutrition, or it also plays a pivotal role in cognitive development. Proper nutrition support brain function, memory, and concentration. Children who are well nourished tend to have better cognitive outcomes. Vygotsky's theory suggests that physical health, which includes access to good nutrition, provides the foundation needed for effective cognitive development, allowing children to fully engage in social and educational activities. The fifth one is also a part of the key concept, which is the social interactions. So, social interactions remain one of the most influential factors in cognitive development, as Vygotsky argued. So, through collaboration, children learn new skills, refine their problem solving abilities, and develop social and emotional intelligence. Interactions with peers, adults, and community members not only provide opportunities for learning, but also foster critical thinking, creativity, and emotional regulation. The last one, but not the least, is the motivation and engagement. Motivation and engagement, motivation both extrinsic and intrinsic, drives a child's desire to learn. Vygotsky noted that children are more likely to engage in cognitive activities when they are motivated to do so, whether by personal interest or external rewards. A motivated child is more likely to actively participate in learning and overcome challenges, which in turn promotes cognitive growth. And that is the theory of Lev Vygotsky, the sociocultural theory, with its key concept and the factors affecting the cognitive development of a person or a child. Thank you and bye.